Welcome back. I am the AMDM Lee. Well, this is my cup of coffee, and let's face it, you're watching a commercial. So here's what I want to do. The whole reason this commercial is here is I wanted to point out these items right here on the side. Now, the first item on there is our Monday night Q&A. Every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. ish, gamer time. I go live on TikTok and here on Twitch to, well, talk about D&D. I answer questions. We have our homebrew mechanic build a device. We challenge him each week. He either homebrews a class or race or feat or spell. And all of that homebrew is inspired by you guys. But we talk for a few hours on all kinds of things. Then on Tuesday night, we have our Order of the... No, sorry, that's not Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights are the Black Door. The Black Door is a group of assassins set in the Weird West. They have the city of Sunlot, which they were originally in. It's a coastal town, which their Thieves Guild and the Assassins Guild have been mysteriously overrun. So they've left town, and now they're on the open road. They've stopped a bank robbery. Now they're hunting down some lost people. They're helping a caravan along the way. There's all kinds of adventure. On Wednesday nights, we jump over. We here on this channel start hosting the Chaotic Rollers, which is an amazing group of RPers where we sit down and I actually get to play. That's the amazing part of it. It's, of course, I'm there. It's not the problem. I'm Brat, God of War, or I can be Davish Ran, Gunsinger Extraordinaire. But we get to have a lot of fun with that one. Thursday nights I take the night off. I relax, have a cup of coffee, watch a movie or two. Typical things. But I believe we host Hilarious Game Master. If not, we will soon. If he does it on Thursdays, we host him. Then on Friday nights are our biggest nights on here. That is when we do the Order of the Scale game. Now, the Order of the Scale is a group of military soldiers and misfits that have been sent from all over Sakaris to this particular order. The order is the right hand of the Sultan. There's been turmoil. There's been betrayal. There's been love, laughter, and death. There's a lot of things going on there. And that campaign is not only run here on Twitch on the Fridays, but it is also RP'd all through the week on our Discord server. It is a living campaign world that is being built there. Would you like to be a part of that? It's a lot of fun. And I have two other DMs on there, Angel with a Sin and Adirante, who RP at two different times a week, once on Sundays, I believe on Thursday nights, where they RP for the channel and send them on missions as well. So there's a lot of chance for growth on that. The last thing I want to talk about real quick, after that all RP, that's all the RP, that's all the stuff we do on there. No, it's not. There's a lot. And all of that is helped from you guys. And these links right here. Let's see, this one goes this way. Yeah. So right here, these links right here help us out to provide all of this stuff for you. It helps with our Patreon. It helps with our giveaways. On our Discord channel, we give a set of dice away each week. Plus, I have the BBEG. That's right, the BBEG, the Big Box Extreme Giveaway, which we keep adding to. And it's just getting bigger. And it does this because of the support from you guys. You can help us out with Patreon. Go on there. We have 4 levels. We have a $3 level, which is just basically you going, hey, I like your stuff. Here's a couple of bucks. But that gives you access to our council room, to our parliament, which you get to vote on things that happen just like hitting buttons. Hello, zombie creeper. Welcome. Nope. Out of print
Welcome to the
GM. Hey.
instant.
Hey, what? Thank you. Oh, thanks for the likes. Whoever's doing the little heart likes, thank you. Not mentally here. I'm not mentally here either.
When are we ever mentally here?
Monster Freak. Skippy Sparky Pants. You have won the name of the day. Nothing wrong with talking to yourself. Sometimes I need expert advice. I love it. Yeah, I understand that concept. Hello. The Sim Geek. Okay. I was trying to figure out how come that looked like it said thesis, but I'm like, no, that doesn't say thesis.
Have we reached your magic number yet?
My magic number? Oh no, we have not. We have not reached 20K yet. We are just under 600 followers away from the big box giveaway. And no, I'm not going to show off everything that's in it because it's heavy. It definitely weighs more than the last one.
Well, the last one you didn't start putting stuff in until at what, like 5K?
At 5K. And I ran that.
And this time we went from 10 to 20, so.
Yeah. In almost a year. It's been almost a year exactly. Everyone wants the box. Everyone wants the BBEG.
You've got some comments over on Twitch.
Capitalist clerics? Is it the... I can't read all my... Why can't I read all the chats on here? I need that window bigger. That's why. Ninth level forge cleric, and my DM allowed me to run a business. I like it. Capitalist clerics. That's... and I know that my two mods here know it. Anyone that's in the chat over here who's played on the server should know that because the currency is the same across the land, and the reason it's like that, it's a universal currency, is because of the churches. The church actually is the biggest banking organization in my world.
Out of print GM. The
what
church
could go wrong?
and banking, what could go wrong?
You know, don't give me ideas. Because right now, all of my, I have a pretty benevolent church that runs across my world. I know it's not realistic. What in the hell is that? That was fucking cool. Galaxy Foolish Sean, thank you. That was pretty cool. I hadn't seen that one yet. Very cool.
That's a full 1,000 coins right there.
Yeah. What do you want on your pizza? Well, I've
Tombstone.
already eaten dinner. A tombstone? No, I don't want a tombstone on my pizza. I want pepperoni on it. No, pineapple.
Yes.
And chicken. And Philly cheesesteak. I have a really nice pizza made up. It's already on my list. Oh, what's this?
Chicken, pineapple, and hot peppers.
Oh yeah, you gotta have hot peppers on it. I like putting banana peppers all over it. I leave the my kids like the jalapenos. Thank you.
I do a Philly beef with banana peppers.
Yeah. Oh.
With
I do.
Alfredo sauce.
You've almost, and then I throw in the grilled chicken on top of it as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's like the Philly meats and cheeses, and then you have the Alfredo sauce with it, and there's grilled chicken mixed in with that, and yeah, that's basically my main pizza right there. 4 cheese with extra bacon and mushrooms. See, I've tried some of the local ones around here, but I don't like a lot of sauce on my pizza. And when I've told these people light, they're still like their light and my light are two totally different things. Uh so items 50% of the for the original price. Yeah, you're losing money there, zombie. Hey, armor. They don't have to worry about metal. Uh what edition are you playing, Zombie Creeper? That's interesting. I appreciate that. Foolish, I do. We thank you. Because things like that actually translates into the box.
I'll pay
Hephaestus
for the
Mac.
shipping for the box.
Yeah, it helps. You find yourself in Yorkshire. If I find myself in Yorkshire, England, I'm going to hunt down all everybody over there. Um, that is one of my dream goals is to hit England and just a typical American tour through Europe. Uh, that's what. But I really want to hit England, and I want to go to um, Norway, and then maybe take a stop somewhere through Amsterdam. Hey, Al
Get
Jelly.
lost. Get lost in the brownie fields.
Yep. Well, thank you for the wishing bottles. Come to Australia for the. I. That's another place, but that's that's too far to go.
Yeah, I don't want to spend like 20 hours on a plane.
Yeah, that's just
Look at it this way: it's a lot cheaper during the spider raining season.
yeah. But I've kind of always wanted to go. I read an article, or back when I was a kid, my grandfather got me a subscription to National Geographic, and they had one of uh the issues was nothing but Australia. And I had always since then there was a articles about the Aboriginal doing their dream walking, and then just the thought of a walkabout. And I know I've always wanted to do it, just head out there and just survive for a little bit. Of course, I'm a pudgy old bastard. That ain't happening anytime soon.
Well, here's what you do: you take your trip out to Europe, and when you leave Amsterdam, you have 3 backpacks full of brownies, and then you go to Australia and have your walkabout.
And then I have my walkabout with three. Yeah, I believe for me to do that, there are too many deadly things in Australia. Um,
Even the money is trying to kill you there.
oh, all right. Thank you, Out of
Cool.
Print Jim. Go have fun doing work. I know. I I did my I minored in comparative religion in college. Religion is something I've studied. It's something that's always fascinated me.
Hey DM, one question. How did we survive last
Okay,
Friday?
we're gonna talk a little bit about the game. We're gonna talk about 2 games. Y'all come into the right place. First I'm gonna talk about Friday's game. And then I'm going to talk about fucking Tuesday's game. Don't you two bastards go anywhere. So on Friday's game, I had the players were going to investigate a murder scene. Basically, suspect still on scene. They get in there and it's a bloodbath. Right away, a Nosferatu walks through the wall, grabs one of the players, and pulls him back through the wall. And proceeds to try to attack him. And they came in, they started to overwhelm him. He took off. And I'll get back to you, Foolish Sean, in just a second. Never mind. We'll have to discuss that in a minute. So the guys took off. They get upstairs. They make some noise. So I had greater zombies attack them. The party guest had been turned into zombies. But at the same time, this Nosferatu comes back out and tries getting them alone. Grabs Robbie, the paladin, takes him downstairs. Had Carmella not come downstairs when she did, Robbie would be toast. Flat out, your character, that would have been the turning point of the entire game.
I know.
Because I'd have taken out Robbie. And nobody upstairs would have known what happened to you until they got downstairs. And I would have plucked player by player off at that point. But because Carmella came down, he was forced to flee again. That would have been, there was so much. I had taken when he fled that time, that last bit of damage, y'all almost killed him when he left. He only had 5 hit points. And once he got away, all he did was bide his time until he could get it up, but he couldn't pick off players anymore, so I had to change tactics. But yeah, had he not followed you down, Carmella, had she not followed you down, I would have started wiping people out left and right.
Biding his time till he could get it up, huh?
Yep. Now, what's the worst monster I've ever used against my players?
His players.
My players. It's never been a monster. Every monster. I haven't had a TPK in a while, but I've done some deaths. But the worst thing I've ever put up against my players has never been a monster. Nothing in the monster manual has frightened any of the players. I mean, it may have scared them a little bit, but they've always pulled out. What is the worst, meanest thing I've ever put up against my players? Traps and puzzles. You throw that on the table and you can. I've come really close to TPK. Doors are the ultimate. If you could tell your past self, what would it be? One thing. Pay more attention in physics. That's the direction you want to go in. That's what I would tell. Go towards physics and study up on that.
And invest in Apple and Microsoft. And when you first see Bitcoin, jump in on that shit too.
And invest in Disney before they buy out Star Wars and Marvel.
Invest in all of those. All right, what's my favorite homebrew rule or character build? I guess for me, and I use it all the time, it's my there's 2. One of them is my critical hit and critical fail rolls. The other is my armor class rule. And the armor class one is more of a holdover from other games. But my critical rule is a nat 20 is going to hit a target regardless. Now, it's not going to do something superhumanly impossible or implausible for them, but a nat 20 is going to succeed regardless. A nat 1 in combat opens your character up. If you roll a nat 1, you're opened up for a attack of opportunity. The enemy sees some flaw. You've turned wrong and left your side open or something. You've left yourself open for them to strike back. It makes combat feel more of a forward back thing, not just tag. It gives it a little more dynamic. My AC rule is, well, it's my AC and DC. It's the AC/DC rule. Ties go to the defender. No matter if you're trying to hit an armor, if they have an armor class of 18 and your roll ends up being an 18, you have not bypassed that armor class. You have hit, but you haven't done any damage. So that tie goes always to the defender. And on same thing with saving throws. If you have to make a 15 save, and you roll and you're defending against that. So ties are going to always go to the defender. I don't remember if it was Palladium that had that or some other system, but the group that's what we ran with for years, and it's always been what's kept in my head. How would you rule a bird druid who turns into a bear whale on top of their foe 20 feet above? Luckily, that's never come up in game. I mean, both of them you're going to take the falling damage from 20 feet. But here's the thing. Bear's probably a little more plausible than a whale. What level do you have to be to turn into a bird as a druid?
I'll double check for you.
And then to turn into a whale, that's even higher level.
Opposite. Swimming is easier than flying.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
So what level? Yeah. Because if you're already getting like an Aarakocra druid, okay. So still turning into a bear or a whale. So what level do you got to be to turn into a whale?
4th level.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
That seems really early.
That does. That feels like it's early.
2nd level is land-based only. 4th level is land and water. 8th is adds flying, but without going as Circle of the Moon to be higher CRs and everything. The 2nd level is only up to 4th or 1/4 CR.
So it's the
4th
CRs.
is only up to, yeah.
So that's something else we got to look at the CRs of the creatures. But I would probably have the guy that's on the ground make a dexterity saving throw and go from there. I don't have any
dodge for half.
Yeah, something like that. It'd be some sort of saving throw. Any good ideas for an elemental druids? So I don't currently have any character concepts for elemental druids yet. So I don't really have any ideas I'm playing with. Right now I'm playing with an idea of a paladin, so we'll see how that turns out. I've still got to write his shit up.
Still got a couple of days for that.
Yeah, and I got to get with you to figure out because I'm trying to go through. We'll talk about that afterwards. I'm just lost when I go over there.
You mentioned Tuesday night's game. You wanted to talk to us about it.
I'm gonna get to that. Let me see. Okay, there's nothing new. So last Tuesday night, when you can go back and watch these over here on Twitch, they should be in the VOD. Last Tuesday was our Black Door game. And the previous Tuesday, they had made their way around and ended up going into the sewers, which I hadn't planned for. So this last Tuesday, we're going to start off in the sewers. I'm ready to go. I know how they're going to get to where they're going to get and all this stuff. These motherfuckers decide, we ain't got to worry about that sewer. We don't even have to go down here. It's all good. And they leave. So I spent all this time mapping this shit out, figuring out where these encounters are going to be and what they're going to do and all of this stuff. Motherfuckers just left. I have to come up with something else. So then these doors started to appear. Just pop into existence, then pop out. Well, what they had noticed through investigating these things, because they started popping up all over the city. So they started investigating this and realized that there was always a central point. And then after a while, these normal blue doors, after a while, all of a sudden, this giant 15-foot red door with peeling paint appears in the middle of the city, in front of the mayor's house. Basically, it's in the middle of the government district, the ruling districts. And by the time they all get there, there's magic users all around trying to study this and figure out what's going on. So these guys, who have their hands on a shit ton of mystery keys, because I am dumb enough to allow them all to play homebrew classes. They're good classes, but damn. So they go make all these mystery keys, and they decide they're going to try to unlock the door. They find that there's a keyhole on it. They're going to use all of these mystery keys to unlock this door. So now you have the city's wizards, like paid mages that work for the city and the government, are studying this door, trying to figure out where it came from, what it leads to, what's going on. Is it open? Is it closed? We don't know. There's no frame. It's just a door. The guards have petitioned off people away from this door. There's crowds gathering, looking in on this. So the artificer, magic tech, has these homunculi birds that he uses, and he gives one of them a key to fly over to try to unlock the damn door. So now you've got all of these wizards. Now, mind you, these government wizards and the guards are all over the place. And this mechanical bird flies over with a key, sticks it in the lock, and tries to turn it. So the wizards are like, what the hell is it? This bird, it's a mechanical bird? And why is it's got a key? Is it to unlock the door? Is it supposed to be here? Are we supposed to let it unlock the door? Is this good? Is this bad? All this conjuncture doesn't unlock the door. It starts to fly away. They tell 2 guards to go follow it, to find out where it goes. While they're following that, he sends a second bird over. Mechanical bird with a key. Now the wizards are freaking out. Oh God, there's something seriously wrong here. That bird flies off. They go to follow it. The first one comes back, gets another key. They shoot it down. Now here's where the things start to go from, okay, I've still got this under control, to something that's going in that direction. Though it had positioned themselves so they could keep an eye on all this. So when they blow up his mechanical bird and it shatters into the crowd, and the crowd's Now the guards shot the bird and it exploded. So the wizards and the mages are trying to gather up all the pieces. The crowd's picking up pieces and trying to sell it back to them. So while this thing explodes and this is all happening, somebody decides to do thaumaturgy and make it sound like a rumbling of thunder above the door. This puts people on edge a little bit. Another one, the changeling of the group yells out, "Oh my God, they're coming for us. They're trying to get us. Run." And I think, what did you roll for that persuasion deception? He rolled better than my crowd.
Persuasion was a nat 20.
Oh yeah, he had a nat 20 on this persuasion. So now these people are in the crowd. They're already kind of freaked out because of the door and the birds. Now somebody's yelled out, "Oh my God, they're trying to get us." So one guy freaks out, starts running, bumps into other. What's going on? They're trying to get us. And it spreads. I made some rolls, and it spreads. I made some more rolls, and it spreads. And I'm thinking, the guards can't get this under control now. The people that were trying to escape afraid caused other people who had no clue what was going on to get riled up. They started taking down guards and merchants. There is a full-blown riot in this town in this city right now. And it's for these chuckleheads not wanting to deliver a letter.
Hey, we delivered that letter, damn it.
So you would assume. And I can't tell you anything else about that whole arc now. Yeah, just I give you a plot line. It's real simple. It's just I could put you in a round room and you would find a corner to piss in. Oh.
You should know by now.
Oh, this looks like a plot hook. What's that over there?
Oh no, here's a plot hook. Jump out of the back of the wagon and run.
Y'all did you see I just reminded of the episode from SpongeBob where they go to the carnival and it's just a bunch of fish hooks. And they're riding the fish hooks about halfway up and then jumping off of them. I feel like y'all are SpongeBob and Patrick, and I'm the guy who trying to I'm not gonna set this. I can't get the hook set deep enough. Or y'all keep breaking the line. I think y'all are breaking the line. It
depends on how many birds I've got at the time.
Yeah.
They're not breaking the line. They're creating a new timeline.
Yeah,
they're variants.
Every plot hook, they tug on it for a little bit, and I'm like, okay, this seems. No, never mind. We don't like that story.
Just as the hook gets pulled away.
Yeah.
But hey, isn't that what D&D is supposed to be?
That's exactly.
You're the storyteller. They are the story.
You're absolutely right. That's exactly what D&D is supposed to be.
And look at it this way: we're just releasing more and more big bads into your world by not going after any of them.
I'm not saying. See, I run each of these games in a different city for a reason, because I'm using these games to build this world. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the next city and the next town are until the players say, "Hey, let's go to this next town and this next city."
And we've helped build 2 of them.
You've helped build 2 large ones and a couple of small ones along the way. But it allows me to do that, and then with the dynamics that that
I
are
mean,
going
we
to
kind of
happen
are an
now.
evil.
So now this world here is going to go up and do this. What's going to happen to these worlds? Question, bro. Want to teach? You want to teach everyone to play D&D? All right. The cheapest, easiest way of doing it right now is dndbeyond.com. It is without a doubt the easiest way to start playing Dungeons and Dragons. You get up to 3 characters, you get the basic rules, and it's all now it's all for free. Excuse me. So that is where I would recommend to start. And
You
don't
could also
worry.
tell them your
Tell them my what?
hero theory
My hero theory?
about how they build their first character
Oh,
to
yeah.
introduce them.
To give it, if you want to figure out what they want to play, ask them what their favorite superhero is. That's easier to narrow down character classes that way. At least that's what I do. Which Avenger do you want to play, or which Justice League member? And then you can build that character around that.
Loki, Tiefling Rogue
Tiefling,
with
definitely.
Arcane Trickster.
I don't know.
That's my dream.
I don't know if I would put
But
Loki
I
as
love
an arcane.
Paladins, though.
I don't think I would put Loki as a rogue. I'd definitely put him as a warlock. Or
He's literally taken power from other people. Yes, he's a warlock.
yeah.
That's true.
And definitely a tiefling.
Definitely a Tiefling.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man's easy. Monk and rogue. Or monk and bard.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a harder one.
You could go
Static
monk and
Shock.
bard. Static Shock. Static Shock. He's got I would go Sorcerer of the Storm. Storm Sorcerer.
Oh, I didn't know that one existed.
Yeah, Sorcerer with
and Storm with Storm Cleric as a side thing, maybe.
Storm Cleric would be a possibility as well.
Actually, considering how much armor he usually wears, I'd go Cleric.
Really? I haven't seen. I only remember the cartoon with Static Shock.
Yeah, he has like actual padded. He like picks up a bunch of hockey gear and fixes it to his costume before
That's
or
true.
early on.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Before
All right.
before he has his friend that helped him more and upgraded his gear.
Spawn. All right. Spawn is definitely tempted to say Warlock, Hexblade. With an armor mimic.
But that would be Venom.
Well,
instead of Warlock, that would be Fighter or Barbarian.
Venom is an artificer.
Venom and Artificer?
Nah.
He is an armor artificer with a living armor.
Okay. Living armor.
Okay.
Yep. I could see that. I was just gonna go a
Void Nation just noticed that he's not number 1 yet, so he's got to go. He's got to go waste some money.
Yep. You have a 2-part question. I have a 3-part answer.
Because you always yes and.
Yes and. No, sometimes I do.
No but.
No but. And the question
The answer is turquoise.
The answer is not turquoise, it's yellow. It's always yellow. And I don't know why that's my first go-to for answer.
Nah, it's always black. Going for the dark side.
Ooh, what's this one? Meteor shower. Thank you, Orcus. That put you back to that. Immediately put him on the top. All right. Part 1. Is there a spell that can cause feral tendency?
Isn't there a spell called Rage?
Primal. The closest I can think of is the cantrip primal
Savagery.
primal savagery. That one as a cantrip, I think it's a bonus action. You cast it and you
I'll
grow
check.
either claws or a super sharp, gnarly teeth, and you can make a bite or claw attack with it, which does really good damage. It's a really good spell. 42. Yes, that's the only other acceptable answer.
It's a full action.
But the whole thing is an
But you-
attack.
Yeah,
It's
an attack action. It's a
a-
magical attack
It's a
action.
magical attack action. But in the process, you go and attack with it. It's really great. I love it. It's fun if
Hey,
if you're going for
I
that
figured
like
something out.
X werewolf vibe. You get the shifter, and then you get primal savagery to go with it. Okay. Is there one for AOE? Ooh, is there one to make a lot of people go? I don't think so, but that doesn't mean you couldn't talk with your DM and come up with something. It's Dungeons.
I'm
We
checking
lost
Bard.
Homebrew for a reason.
I'm checking Bard.
You're checking Bard.
If there's going to be one that hits crowds,
Bard would be it, yeah. You could see Venom as being a Dragonborn. Yes, I could. Eddie Brock being a Dragonborn to Peter Parker's Lizard Folk. Now I want to make a Lizard Folk monk.
I was gonna say I did pretty well on the crowd the other night.
Yeah. Yeah, you caused the entire thing to be a citywide riot.
Hey, that wasn't my fault. I was just trying to clear the area around us.
So, do monks' unarmed damage buffs affect claws on animal folk? Like if an animal folk was a monk?
oh,
Uh,
that could work.
I don't know. No, because it's two different types of damage. But as the DM, I would say if those were because your fists become more powerful as you go up. So I would just say, hey, it's just a claw attack, or it's either you could say it's either bludgeoning from the punches or a slashing attack. That's just storytelling. Dude, it's magic.
You wouldn't let me play my animal folk monk.
No, because you wanted a Tigerian, like an Aarakocra. I would do it as a just make it the monk weapons.
So I do have a way for somebody to do it.
Okay,
The hitting an entire crowd.
you have a way of making the entire crowd feral.
Yep. You have to have access to enemies abound,
Have access to enemies abound.
which is a 3rd level spell,
3rd level spell.
and you need to have access to Glyph of Warding, which is also a 3rd level spell.
And you need to have access to Glyph of Warding, which is also a 3rd level spell.
You use Glyph of Warding and you arm it with enemies abound, and then as soon as somebody triggers it, everybody within 30 feet has to make their save or they start attacking each other.
So you attach you have the glyph cause the enemies abound to go off, and then that causes everyone to attack each other. Yeah, Pretty feral. My wife is off the camera over that way.
Too many people use Glyph of Warding as an offensive weapon. It is super strong for buffing.
Yeah.
And you can make anything a trigger, so you can literally do anything and then do dermatology and trigger that. As simple as that.
What's hilarious is you could do it where like the spell that you put in the ward is invisibility, and you put this spell on your pants, and the trigger is when you piss your pants, everybody in 30 feet turns invisible.
I like the book bomb idea.
Nah, I was thinking like as soon as someone fails a performance check, everybody turns invisible. Everybody else, except him.
And somebody also has to do a cricket sound thaumaturgy.
I just had an idea for a bard. And Robbie just gave me this idea where everyone turns invisible. Well, part of that for everyone turning invisible. You always see those scenes where like the musician or the dancers or something, they're dancing and they're doing so well, and then like everyone on the stage disappears. You know, the crowd that's around them in the movies and stuff. Imagine that's what happened with the Nat 20 performance check. That it actually just causes everyone around them to go invisible. So all you see are this perfect performance happening.
I don't think that needs to be a spell. I just think that needs to be a home roll.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
With that one, it just had to be a home rule, like a perfect performance.
No, one of the countries is controlled by bards. Like the leader of it is a bard, an entertainer. That might be his signature, one of his signature abilities. I just don't know which country
love
it is.
to go there. Lovita would
some
love to go there.
Questions?
On Twitch.
Let's see. No, I answered those.
Oh, I didn't. Wasn't paying attention earlier, evidently.
I answered those because I was talking about the monk weapons, and I would just use it as a monk weapon. It's called the Showstopper. There it is. That's the name. The Madhouse 7.
Nice.
It's called the Showstopper. It's just a
bard rolls in that 20. Everybody in the room disappears.
Everybody within like 20 feet of him disappears, and everyone's focused on him now.
Unless they are also part of the performance.
No, they disappear because think of it. It happens on stage too, where it's just the performer.
Well, but if there's two performers, then everybody but the two should disappear.
Gotta do this. Let's see. Sorry about that. Let me scroll up and find your question. Let's see.
I had to reload TikTok, so I can't roll up further.
I'm on my phone tonight, so I'm not paying attention to TikTok or Twitch.
Let me see if I can get more. Oh, that makes them bigger too. Awesome. Okay, I see where you said hello.
You know how there's the spell for hideous laughter?
Yes.
I want one that does the exact same general effects, except you don't collapse in you don't collapse from it. It is effectively this.
Hey,
evidently my brain locked out.
Tasha's hideous laughter, but Tasha hideous crying. Instead of laughing, it will be crying.
Isn't that just stink cloud?
That will be the sad part. That will be the sadness part.
I'm
Like
still
angry
looking. I'm
part.
still looking for the question. And I don't see a question. I just see where you said hello and then asked me to scroll up for your question. Initial question is hidden. But Raha, I don't see your question. Hello.
What was the question?
That's,
TikTok does that sometimes. Though makes questions or messages disappear. So they probably just need to ask it again.
yeah, I'm sorry. It's not the. There's nothing here. And one of the guys on here said that sometimes they just the question. You typed it again. I haven't seen it.
TikTok must be blocking it
There
for some reason.
there may be something in your question that TikTok has decided not to post. You may have to do it a word at a time.
Kiss the mimic.
TikTok is the mimic.
Or go drop it on Twitch.
Oh yeah, you can come over to Twitch and post it over here. The link is in the bio, along with our Patreon and our Discord, our Zazzle store. So yeah, all that's actually in the bio. The bio.
In the bio.
Oh, get me some gumbo. I think tomorrow we're gonna have red beans and rice.
Yes. Man,
I guarantee you'll
that
do the
sounds
accent.
delicious.
All right. Any advice for a DM that is stressed out about a toxic player and can't engage? Whew. If you can't pull them apart and pull them to the side and say, "Hey, this isn't working out," the next thing I would do is see if any get with your other table and come together and say, "Hey, what can we do about this?" Leaving them out of it. There may be somebody at your table that can do the engagement. I've kind of lucked out. I've got people at both as my mods and in my home games that are very much like, "Hey, cut that shit out." They're gonna say something that I don't have to. So I've lucked out in that aspect, and I've lucked out that I haven't had too many toxic players. They tend to disappear in a pile in the basement.
That's what you've had me sleeping on?
Shh. And see, now the people on TikTok are like, "What is he just shushing us for?" He's oh, that was 2 years. Oh, start small. If you're not ready to get back in behind the screen, don't. I mean, don't allow that to stress you out.
find a group where somebody else is the DM, but is their DM style is to allow their players more agency than the normal player.
Also, if it's burning you out, try switching into some different games. And then yeah, Void Nation there has a great idea, and over on the server, he has Orcus. He will DM himself for hours, uh, playing with a stick. But But yeah, and you can run a game almost anonymously. Don't, go into a chat room and just run a small one from there, a little one shot. We have spaces set up in our world for people to do that. All right. I believe my hour is up. So I am going to call it here.
Yes, it does.
I've been watching Dr. Stone, prepping myself for the end of the world.
For tomorrow.
For tomorrow. You guys are so dead. Hey, not a
Pride
problem.
Month,
So
men's health awareness, mental health awareness month,
mental health aware.
men's mental health
I
awareness
know,
month.
but Void Nation just put up. I feel bad for Lady Erect. She seems so angry. It's Arax, not Erect. Her name is Arax. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and call it for tonight. We'll be back here tomorrow on Twitch to do our Black Door game. And then we'll be back on Friday with our Order of the Scale game. Thank you, Void Nation. So until then, go forth and roll some dice. Y'all have a good night. Bye.
TikTok is clear.